Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Sports Today. Brazil have just gotten off to a pretty good start to their World Cup campaign with a 2-0 win over Serbia. And if the 2-0 win itself doesn't seem like it is a big win, believe you me, this is one of the cases where the scoreline is very, very deceptive. But first, let's talk about one man and one man only, Richarlison. There were doubts as to whether or not he would even be starting for Brazil, despite the fact that he's been on a really good goal scoring form for the national team. But many expected and many were actually predicting that Gabriel Jesus would be the man who was tasked with leading Brazil's front line when it comes to the FIFA World Cup. However, it was Richarlison who was trusted by coach Tite to lead the line, and he repaid that faith in spades. I mean, if you watch the way he was playing, I mean, you in the first half too, his movement was a constant trouble to, of course, the Serbian defense, and even after that, when he finally got that breakthrough, you weren't really surprised that it was this guy because again, when he scored that goal, it was his eighth goal in 7 games this year for Brazil. He would go on to make that 9 goals in 7 games this year for Brazil, and what a goal it was! I mean, words can't really do it justice, but one flick and a very acrobatic finish later, and Richarlison had, he had the stadium in raptures. People were amazed at the goal, and of course, the Brazilian fans who had flocked the Lusail Stadium and actually made it a sea of yellow. They were in raptures. They were overjoyed. They were happy, and they should be because they have plenty of reason to be happy at the way the match went for Brazil. Not just, of course, with Richarlison's form, but the way they were attacking and dominating. And to be fair, Serbia, you might think that okay, yeah, they're a little bit of a pushover, but they're really not. They have a lot of quality players. You have the likes of Dusan Vlahovic, Sergei Milinkovic, Savic. They do have top players, and of course, you would expect them to be putting up a bit of a fight against even the bigger teams. But Brazil were just too good, and they absolutely overwhelmed the Serbian defense more often than not. In fact, so good were the options for Brazil that off the bench they could actually substitute on 4 different attackers. They brought on the likes of Gabriel Martinelli, they brought on the likes of Anthony, Gabriel Jesus, and Rodrigo. They brought on 4 attackers who in most other countries would most likely be starting for the first team, but because their depth is so good, they can start with the likes of Neymar, Richarlison, of course, as mentioned, Lucas Paqueta, and of course, you cannot forget Rafinha, who's menacing throughout on the right wing. This win just proves what we had been saying for a long time was in fact blindingly obvious is that Brazil are one of the favorites to go the whole distance in this World Cup. And yes, there will be people who say that look, maybe the defense wasn't quite as strong as it should have been. Maybe, in fact, they weren't tested enough defensively today, which is correct. And that you could also argue that their defense does look to be just a little bit of a concern, despite the fact that they have two very, very good goalkeepers. Again, remember, their first choice goalkeeper is Allison, and their second choice goalkeeper is Edison. So it kind of underscores the point which I made, where I said that, look, this was in fact. Brazil's squad depth that really actually would make most teams feel really, really scared, and that stands true. Their squad depth is absolutely amazing, and quite frankly, I think any team would not want to be fancying their chances if they come up against this version of the Seleção, and if Brazil can keep up this kind of form through the remainder of the tournament. Whether they can do that or not remains to be seen, but what we do know for sure is that they've made an amazing start and that their fans will be hoping that it gets even better from here on out. That's it for this particular breaking news update. Thank you guys all so much for joining with us. We know it's late in the night, but you know for a fact that we here at Sports Today love bringing you sports news, sports updates, and discussions as and when they happen. So we're going to be with you through the duration of this World Cup to talk all things football. But thank you so much for joining us through the day and through the night. If you enjoy our work, don't forget to like the video, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and press that notifications bell icon so you know when we're going live or uploading a new video for you guys. Then you can also go ahead and follow us on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. And last but not least, don't forget to download the AajTak app. You will get all of the FIFA World Cup highlights, whether it be goal by goal or full highlights as and when they happen. You can get it in your choice of language as well. And whilst you're there, don't forget to check out some of the good content that the wonderful folks at the AajTak app and website are putting out there. Thank you all once again for joining us. Good night for now, but I'll see you again very, very soon. Bye-bye.